Hello, my name is Galin, and I will be presenting my learning evidence in this form of a screencast on social media for customer engagement, and specifically in the startup culture. I'm currently completing my capstone internship at Chalkline Sports here in Nashville, Tennessee in the spring of 2019. So just a little bit about Chalkline Sports. They are North America's #1 provider of free-to-play sports betting games. Their free-to-play sports betting games provides turnkey customer acquisition and engagement tools for operators and media. So essentially, we create fun, quick, easy-to-play games for casinos and similar sports gambling websites so that individuals of all different betting levels can participate and so that we can help operators and media alike in increasing their databases. With increased legislation seeking to legalize sports betting throughout the country, this is an extremely hot industry with lots of opportunities for growth. Chalkline's free-to-play mobile-first live odds competitions engage as well as educate sports bettors, ranging from rookies to veterans, and the platform has quickly deployed over 1,000 free-to-play games from over 100 leagues in 40 sports. All Chalkline games are backed by proprietary bettor analytics tools that are used to identify opportunities to reduce acquisition and engagement costs for our clients. Ardath Albi, CEO of MarketingInteractions.com, was quoted saying that social media can provide a conversational extension to a business-to-business company's nurturing programs. Social media gives us the opportunity to humanize our communications and make our companies more approachable. As you'll see throughout the presentation, this quote really lives in the different platforms that Chalkline employs in order to engage with and acquire sports bettors, clients, and media operators alike. So, social media for startups. Why social media for startups? Well, to start, you can do it yourself. It's free, it's easy to create, and it's something that you can manage as much as you want to manage. Content is king. In this era of technology and social media, people are looking for content. People want ways to interact with new ideas, new thoughts, and new products and services. Thirdly, get your products and service in front of the right people. By establishing yourself on social media, you can establish your target audiences and the different potential leads, clients, and customers that you want to be able to market to. Share your story. Every company has a story, and social media is a creative, fun, and interactive way for you to share yours. Finally, connect with influencers. Going off of number 3, we want to be able to identify target audiences and help attract the influencers that we think can help spread our business. Lots of startups and companies that are in fledgling positions have to identify the most important and useful social media platforms for their companies. So, Chalkline has done an amazing job of identifying 3 major platforms that they use to help attract, acquire, and retain customers and clients. First is Twitter. Why Twitter? Well, it fits the industry. Sports is heavily present in the Twitter sphere. Whether it's operators, casinos, media, or the athletes themselves, everyone involved in the sports as well as the sports betting industry is on Twitter. It's easily accessible. All you need is a login and a password, and you can follow as many people as you like. There are no limits to who you can follow on Twitter and the types of content that you can digest. Twitter also allows for easy engagement, with replies, mentions, direct messaging, and other forms of engagement. Twitter has been super useful in terms of being able to interact with potential leads as well as existing customers and clients. LinkedIn. Professionalism. LinkedIn allows us to portray the type of company that we want to be to other companies as well as other professionals within the industry. It's where we get the least creative, but where we really establish ourselves as a forefront and a leader in the industry that we are in. Targeted audiences. Because LinkedIn is a professional, business-based community, we're able to connect with individuals that work specifically in the industries that we're looking at. It provides us with a very specific audience that we can tailor our different promotional efforts towards. And valuable features. LinkedIn is loaded with ways to share different types of content, and we have really taken advantage of all these features in our efforts to gain even more traction in the free-to-play sports betting market. And finally, Facebook. Facebook is the most pervasive form of social media in the world. Everyone's on it, and that's why it's super important to have some sort of presence in the Facebook world. SEO. Facebook does an incredible job of getting to the top of most Google searches. We utilize Facebook so that when people search our names, they're directed towards our Facebook page and then are granted the ability to learn more about our company and engage with us on many different levels. Finally, Facebook supplements other platforms. Facebook does a great job of integrating with lots of different marketing tools as well as customer engagement sites that allow us to be able to channel our potential leads from Facebook into the different resources that we want to use to continue to grow the business that Chalkline has become after only 3 years. A deeper look into the 3 different platforms that Chalkline Sports employs in order to help engage with customers, clients, and potential leads. To start, we'll begin with Twitter. Twitter is defined as a real-time information network that connects you to stories, ideas, opinions, and news about what you find interesting. On the right, you can see a screenshot of Chalkline Sports' Twitter profile, including our bio, our location, our website, and the year that we joined Twitter. You can find our handle at Chalkline Sports and can mention us as we are a public account on the Twitter sphere. So, Twitter, when and why? To start, we use Twitter to promote products. A lot of what we do is digital and mobile first, and Twitter is where that lives. So what we like to do is whenever we create a product, whether it be a new game, a blog post, or a new way to interact with Chalkline Sports, we always make sure to get a nice, succinct, to-the-point tweet out for our followers to see. Second, you can engage with existing and potential customers and clients. So once we get those products out there, we like to mention a lot of our leads, a lot of our clients, and a lot of people that we're interested in working with so that they can engage with us and gain an interest in the products and services that we create. And finally, Twitter is great for commenting on latest news and updates. In an industry that continues to grow and continues to make headlines, we find that Chalkline Sports does a great job of commenting on all the updates that go on in the sports betting industry and does a great job of creating dialogue amongst some of the heavy hitters in the sports betting world. Here are some best practices when using Twitter, specifically as a startup when trying to engage with customers, clients, and leads. To start, we must use relevant, specific hashtags. People search for hashtags. It's the easiest way for them to identify all the tweets that are involved with the things that they're interested in. So we make sure to include hashtags in all of our tweets so that when people search for those hashtags, we're at the top of the results list. Hashtags are timeless. They never go away. You can search a hashtag and find a tweet from 2010. It'll still be there today, especially if it's popular. Finally, it adds character to your tweet. Some tweets can be boring, and because there's a limit on the characters that you can use, hashtags always stand out and add a little bit of an identity to the tweets that you send out to your followers. Second, we want to use targeted mentions. Simply, people like seeing their names. Seeing their names gives them an incentive to retweet, respond, or favorite your tweets. So we always make sure to mention the individuals we're referring to so that we can gain even more popularity and interest with regards to our Twitter account. Also, users search for people, companies, etc. So it is extremely important to make sure you're using that @ so that you can always become a major player in the search results on Twitter. Third, we want to use attention-grabbing images. Truthfully, words are boring, and with the character limit, there's really not much you can say on Twitter. So with every tweet we put out, the first rule is to find an image, something that grabs the attention of your followers and something that makes people want to click and read more. Images, thus, are perfect hooks. You see an image, you're interested in it, you read on, and you're gravitated towards the link that we provided, driving you towards more of our content. Here's an example of a tweet that performed particularly well over at Chalkline Sports. In January, one of our CEOs traveled all the way to London so that he could speak at ICE London 2019 and give his opinions on the liberalization of the US market in terms of legalized sports betting. As you can see in this tweet, we have hashtag IceLondon2019, which was the official hashtag of the event. We shouted out several of the panel members that Dan Kostelski was speaking alongside, triggering lots of retweets and favorites amongst them. And we included a big image, something to really pull in our followers and get them interested in exactly what we were trying to tell them about. This tweet received 8 retweets, 13 favorites, and was really a winner in terms of our promotional efforts for Ice London 2019. A social networking site designed specifically for the business community, designed to allow registered members to establish and document networks of people they know and trust professionally. On the right, you can see part of our Chalkline Sports LinkedIn page with a short blurb about what our company is, a nice logo, and a picture of one of our co-founders presenting at a conference a few years back. So, LinkedIn, when and why? Well, first, you get to speak to a targeted audience. Like mentioned before, LinkedIn is a professional network, allowing us to tailor our followers, our content, all towards the industry that we work in. You get to promote products and services. LinkedIn, like most other social media platforms, allows you to make posts, promoting different products, creating links, hashtags, images, anything you want to help your marketing efforts in terms of the products and services that you want to put forward for your audiences. And finally, you get to share industry-specific insights on companies, peers, and latest news. Because everyone in LinkedIn is looking to gain some sort of professional insight, LinkedIn is a great platform to comment on lots of the new trends and updates in the quickly growing sports betting industry. Now for some best practices over at LinkedIn. To start, we have hashtags again. Like mentioned before, people search for hashtags. They even do it on LinkedIn, not just Twitter. So we always make sure to include hashtags either within or after our text so that our search engine optimization is at its highest point with regards to searching on LinkedIn. And hashtags pop on LinkedIn. When creating hashtags on LinkedIn, they become blue, adding, again, a little bit of character and identity to your posts, giving people more of an incentive to read on and potentially engage with what you're putting forward. Professionalism. Like we said, LinkedIn is designed for the business community. Thus, engaging with LinkedIn and using LinkedIn to engage with customers, clients, and leads can be a great way to establish ourselves as the business we want to be portrayed as. Users also expect your profile to align with your company personality. So, when people come to LinkedIn, they're looking to learn about your business and the people that work within it. We utilize LinkedIn to portray the character and the identity and the personality that we want people to feel when interacting and working with Chalkline Sports. Finally, linked images. LinkedIn allows images to drive page visits. You can link images to articles, updates, sites, anything you want. So we like to always use big images that grab attention and that will drive potential leads, clients, and customers towards our content that we have created. Here's an example of a well-performing LinkedIn post from the Chalkline Sports account in which we are promoting our live webinar series, The Operator's Edge, featuring co-founder Daniel Kostelski. As you can see, we used integrated hashtags in the text through casino and sportsbook integration, pulling people in. We shouted out Daniel Kostelski, and we used professionalism when writing the text. There are no jokes, exclamation points, or any silly business. Finally, we have a linked image of Daniel Kostelski presenting at the American Gaming Association Global Gaming Expo, something to really drive the interest in what we are putting forward for our potential leads, clients, customers, and our existing customers. Facebook, our final platform. Facebook's defined as a free social networking website that allows registered users to create profiles, upload photos and video, send messages, and keep in touch with friends, family, and colleagues. On the right, you can see another small screenshot of the Chalkline Sports bio on our Chalkline Sports Facebook page. So, Facebook, when and why? To start, Facebook allows you to dive into new audiences. Because it's so widespread and because everyone's on Facebook, it allows you to speak to a target audience that you might not even know existed. Facebook posts are so widespread and are sent out to such a wide group of people that it allows you to experiment with new people and to gauge interest from potential leads you might not have sought out prior to creating your page. Second, Facebook allows you to promote products and services. Facebook has done an incredible job of integrating with several different marketing tactics as well as different extension sites that allows you to create and promote different products and services that you have created. And finally, because we said before, everyone's on Facebook, it allows you to maintain a diverse social media presence. Every good company should have a Facebook page so that they can gain traction in terms of their social media presence. Now for some best practices with regards to Facebook. And to start, we have links. Facebook should be an origination point. We want Facebook to drive clicks to our sites, our products, and the services that we have created for potential and existing customers. People are driven towards clicks. We don't necessarily want people to continue to engage with Facebook, as it could be extremely distracting, considering the feeds and walls and all the different interactions that people have with their friends on the site. So we like to use Facebook in order to get some digital content out there and to drive more visits to the content that we have created for potential and existing leads. Second, we have big images. Facebook has been built on photos. When people scroll through their feeds, they're attracted to the photos and the images that are presented to them. So we like to put big images on Facebook so that users are driven to read once that image pulls them in. And finally, experiment. Because Facebook is not the most prevalent in our industry and is not something that we use as frequently as LinkedIn or Twitter, it does a great job of allowing us to work with new strategies and techniques for our marketing and promotional efforts. We use Facebook to see what works best for our other platforms. And with this trial and error practice, it really helps shed a light on some of the different ways that we can go about promoting and marketing what we do over at Chalkline Sports. Here's an example of an extremely well-performing Facebook post. And as you can see, we have links to our Operator's Edge webinar series, which is a call to action allowing for different potential clients and existing clients to register for their latest episode. We have a big image that really pulls in people when they're scrolling through their feeds. And finally, we experimented a little bit. This image was a mock-up that we created for our $1 million Super Bowl special. It was not on our site, and we had not published it to LinkedIn or Twitter. But because Facebook is such a great way to experiment with different techniques, we used this image, and it ended up performing extremely well. And we ended up using it on all our other platforms to help drive interest and users for our massive Super Bowl game. So, take a minute to guess how big social media is in 2019 in terms of users. How many people do you think on this earth are utilizing social media today? Well, here's your answer. Nearly 2,770,000,000 individuals utilize social media in 2019. The impact that social media has had on our society is unparalleled, and we are emphasizing the need to use social media in any business, especially in the startup world. So, if you're going to take away one big thing from today's presentation, remember this. The best companies employ a mix of social media platforms in order to engage, acquire, and retain clients and customers. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me at kyle@chalklinesports.com. I hope you enjoyed this presentation and wish you the best of luck in your social media marketing efforts. Thank you.